we used 1.5 inch white. This is 1 inch white, okay? So we're gonna use a 1 inch white tape. We're going to use half a heel and lace pad. And then I like to have a little extra piece of coverall to anchor down the heel and lace pad that's by the heel. So I'll show you that. Okay, I'm gonna use another little spray here. So I would recommend you guys all use spray with this, because as you're laying the pieces down, you do want them to stick. You don't want to fight with it popping off as you're learning how to do this, okay? All right, so we're now gonna do the bottom of his foot, the back, like that Achilles part, and I'm gonna come onto the top, okay? We're gonna let that take a couple of seconds. And then again, remember with heat and humidity, we're gonna need to do probably a heavier spray than that. All right, especially when it comes to the foot. The key to taking these off, the athlete usually is gonna play, right? And so they're going to get pretty sweaty and it's gonna start to loosen a little, and you really wanna make sure that maybe they jump in the shower with it if it's still pretty stuck on them, because if you try to pull it off, the skin can come with you. So it's kind of nice, just go in the shower, get it really wet. When you get out, or while you're in the shower, you can start peeling back your tape, okay? Just to prevent from any big lacerations. So what we're gonna do is put the heel and lace pad, one piece is gonna settle in right behind, again, that tuberosity area. This guy, usually I try to have that it's a little longer than the heel and lace pad so that I can anchor it. This is an extra step that I do, but I like it. I find it really kind of helps that piece to stay on, okay? So now I don't have to worry about that. And I don't have to worry about that shifting a lot. And so what we do is we take that half heel and lace pad and create the buffer so that as I'm coming around, it's not digging into their skin. Okay, so now we're gonna have you hold your foot up. All right, we're gonna start, we need one anchor piece for all of our teardrops that are gonna go here. So we're gonna go across the metatarsals. So you can kind of see his metatarsals, right? You can kind of see there's a callus, little callus formation. Do you see that? Here's the first, and then as we're coming around, right? So you want to think of how the foot is shaped, and we're going to come again on an oblique axis, just like that. Okay, so now I still can see all of them. I'm sort of below that because I still need him full access to his first ray, to his great toe mobility. Okay, I don't want to block that. If I put this tape any higher, I'm going to block that motion. He's not going to be able to push off. Okay, so that's a critical piece. Have it low enough. What we're doing here is we're trying to recreate the arch from the outside. Okay, we're going to give him arch support from the outside. So what we're going to do, we're gonna start first and we're gonna come around. And we're gonna come up and we're gonna measure right to the anchor and rip it. And then I'm gonna anchor my thumb here as I pull. Because what I don't wanna do is just pull it around, because all he's gonna feel is that I pulled against his bone. Okay, he's gonna feel it right here. So again, now we're gonna go from 2 to 2. Teardrop, rip it. Okay, so I'm putting some tension, 3 to 3. I'm putting some tension on this piece. I get around, anchor. So you see the fan shape that's starting, right? 4 to 4. Now, in the world of athletic training, there are a lot of ways to do this tape. Okay, I'm just going to show you one. Here's 5 to 5. Some athletic trainers learn 3 to 3, 1 to 1, 5 to 5. and that's where they stop. Some 3 to 3, 1 to 1, 5 to 5, 2 to 2, 4 to 4. Okay, some go from lateral to medial. So as long as the pieces are here, that's going to do its job. Okay, there are a lot of ways. So if somebody told me, oh, I do it a little different here, okay, no problem. We're kind of doing the same thing.
So would that give you more support? Is that like, would you use the other ones in a different way, or?
It's really just who you were taught by.
Okay.
Like which school you went to,
yeah,
and which head athletic trainer, and how were they taught. Honestly, that's how it comes down to, is who you learned under. Okay, so there is our longitudinal arch. Do you see that? So from here, we're going to come across. Okay, we're going to take that same angle we used there. We're going to bisect the calcaneus. You see how there's a hole there? We want that. I'm going to tug. Do you feel that? And we're going to come up. I'm giving him a pull. I'm also coming up past the longitudinal pieces to anchor to his skin. Okay, to really solidify and get it on there. Okay, so now the last piece, I just kind of cover. I don't need to pull that last piece. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come around and we're going to cover all those little frayed pieces. And then the last thing we're going to do is where his laces are. We don't need to go all the way around. We just give him a little padding. Okay? So now we're pretty secure. Okay? So now when he takes that off, he's going to see a fan shape underneath without any wrinkles. And that's how you know we've got it. I have to look back at your thing, because I might have taught you in the past years to go 5 to 1. Does anyone remember it from the lecture yesterday? I'll look here. I might have told you to go 5 to 1, thinking lateral to medial. So I'll look back, but I did 1 to 5. Again, as long as the pieces are there. But what is important for you to do lateral to medial is this loop. What I think. I've seen athletic trainers not care about going this way, but I like to go this way because I am wanting to support lateral to medial, right? So why not have the pull come this way? But I've seen other people in talks say, that doesn't matter to me as much as long as the piece is structurally here. But I do like coming from the outside in, okay? So then remember, when you switch feet, it's gonna look different on the other side. Okay, you're gonna have to again come lateral to medial. When you're learning taping, that's the one thing you have to be aware of when we deal with certain directions. Okay, so I also now is when I put the sock on again. I don't like them to necessarily walk around. If I'm in the training room, they will check my work to make sure that I don't have to change this. But when you've done it long enough, you kind of just know you've got it. But sometimes they'll check my work. They'll want to walk around first, just make sure, and then they'll put their sock on and then their shoe. But again, we want to just instruct them, make sure you're paying attention to how you get your sock on, because we don't want to take any of these edges with you. That's why it's nice to have a general spray, because now I know I really covered his skin, so all these little edges are now stuck down to him. Okay? All right, cool. So then there we are, we're ready to go. Issues that I tend to see with new tapers for this tape is you come too low on here, and if you come too low and you don't catch that bone back here, it's just gonna slip off. Other issues I see, you come too high and then you're in the Achilles. So try to hit right where we put that heel and lace pad on that tuberosity back there. Okay, that's usually an issue that I see with this tape. Sound good?